Hello, today we're going to be making another simple and easy recipe for a weeknight meal, meatballs. For this recipe we're going to be using a pound of meat. In this case it's ground beef, but you can substitute it for any other type of meat such as ground turkey. 1 egg, garlic, black pepper, onion powder, milk, tomato pasta sauce of your preference, and some thyme. All right, we're going to start by putting the meat into the bowl. Next, I'm going to add an egg. Let me crack it and put it in a bowl. Okay. Next, I'm going to add about a 1/4 cup of milk. You can use any milk. That's enough. It's actually probably less than a 1/4 cup. I'm going to add a pinch of salt. I'm going to add a handful of breadcrumbs. It's actually an important ingredient. I'm going to next add 2 tablespoons of tomato sauce. It's a pasta tomato sauce of your preference. I'm going to actually add 3 just because I like it. I'm going to actually chop thyme. It's fresh thyme. It's optional, but it's actually going to add a lot of flavor. I want to make it as small as I can so it doesn't become like big chunks in the meatballs. I'm going to add it back to the bowl. Next step is I'm going to add the black pepper. I'm going to use a bunch of it because even though black pepper doesn't actually have a lot of spice in it, it still adds a lot of flavor in terms of smell, and it has a very distinct taste as well. I like the smell of black pepper. Next, I'm going to add some onion powder. Okay, that's probably enough. I didn't actually want to mince onion because I think it's not going to be small enough to be, and it would be noticeable in the meatballs. Okay, now it's time to make the actual meatballs and add them to the pot where it's going to be cooking on the stovetop. Let me start by adding oil because I don't want the meatballs to be sticking to the bottom. Okay. Next, let me mix it up with my hands because I'm going to be making meatballs anyway, so I might as well get my hands dirty. Kind of mixing it up like I would mix clay or something like that, so that all the ingredients are well mixed. Your hands, of course, need to be clean for this. Okay. Now, let's move the bowl closer. Now let's make small meatballs. About a tablespoon large. I'm going to make little spherical shapes out of them. Like that. It was important to add eggs and the breadcrumbs to the meatballs because this way they would stick together. Also note that I'm leaving plenty of space between meatballs because they will expand as they cook, and we don't want them to actually merge into one giant meatball. That would just not look good, and it would be difficult to eat. We want them bite-sized. Yeah, this one didn't come out to be perfectly spherical, but that's okay. I put the meatballs on high heat on the stove top so that they sear on one side. Then I'm going to flip them over and sear them on the other side. And when they're done searing, I'm going to reduce the heat and cover them up with tomato sauce so that they would saute until they're ready. Okay, let me try to flip them over. I think they're ready on one side. Let me get one of them. Oh, I think they are. And let me just try to flip them over carefully and gently and put them back in their place. Let me do all of them. Now the meatballs have been on the stove top for 20 minutes altogether, 10 minutes on each side. I'm going to actually add the tomato sauce on top. I reduced the heat, and now it's just going to sizzle and sear for a little bit. Let me try to cover all of them and get some more sauce. Okay, let me add another ladle of sauce. Okay, and then on top I'm going to add some more thyme. I'm not actually going to chop it or mince it. I'm going to just put it as whole, as branches. I'm going to add it for the flavor, but we're not actually going to eat it necessarily. We can remove it at the end. I'm just going to add it for the garnish. These meatballs, they look beautiful. I'm looking forward for them to get ready. It would be another maybe 20 minutes for them to cook through. And they smell delicious. I'm looking forward to eating them. Because I'm searing them, I'm actually going to cover the pot with the lid so that the flavor stays inside. And I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to leave it for 20-25 minutes. Another meal is ready. Let me give it a bite and let me smell it first. It actually has a lot of flavor from the thyme. You know, adding thyme and herbs to a recipe actually makes it special and different. Let me give it a bite. Delicious. I really like it. This was another simple recipe. Altogether, it took me less than an hour to prepare. If you like this video, if you want me to make more videos like this, give me a big thumbs up, watch other videos on my channel, and I'll see you next time.